afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us here this afternoon. 'Tis the season that we prepare for any impact from tropical storms and hurricanes in the low country. And in fact, as most of you already know, we have the good possibility that Tropical Storm Idalia will be visiting us in just a couple of days. So Idalia, I'm told, rhymes with Vidalia, onion, just so we can keep that straight. And we certainly hope that it will be only a tropical storm when it arrives in Charleston, and that the impacts will be minimal compared to a full-blown hurricane. But let me just say, the timing of it coming during king tides, or in this unusual case, a blue moon tide, you'll have to look up where that description comes from, is actually a blue moon tide week this week in the low country of South Carolina. So we were already expecting high tides Wednesday night and Thursday morning, which makes us more mindful of the impacts it may bring upon the low country. So city staff, all departments are represented here, have been working hard, making preparations already, as we often do during hurricane season. Our city offices are going to close around noon on Wednesday. We might adjust that depending on what happens with the track of the storm. So our normal stuff, like on Wednesday, the West Ashley Farmers Market and such, will be canceled this week. Our stormwater and public service crews are already out there working. We're positioning some pumps. We're clearing some extra ditches and drains in low-lying areas. And we're working with our Parks Department to lower water levels in Lake Dotterer and Colonial Lake so they will hold more water. So just to let everybody know, we're going to continue to pick up garbage and trash through Wednesday as normal, but I'm going to ask everybody, please don't put out any trash if your pickup is on Thursday or Friday. Just wait until the storm passes before you put out any trash or garbage for Thursday or Friday pickup. Our municipal emergency operations center will be open here come Wednesday, and Ben Almquist, our emergency management director, will speak more to that in just a few minutes. We will be making available tomorrow in 3 different locations sandbags for our citizens who feel like they would like to have them at the Bees Ferry Recreation Center, at James Island Town Hall in partnership with the town of James Island, and with the parking lot near the playing field at Hampton Park. So those 3 locations tomorrow and early on Wednesday will have sandbags available. We will be opening our parking garages, 6 of them specifically, to allow folks that live in low-lying areas to come park their cars to keep them safe. So they're going to open up as of 1 p.m. on Wednesday, and you can come park your car in the Aquarium Garage, the Visitor Center Garage, the Queen Street Garage, East Bay Prelo Street, 99 West Edge Parking Garage, or the Charleston Tech Center Parking Garage. There's something like 997 spaces in that garage. So we should have room for anyone that wants to park their car out of harm's way. And we would ask that you come get your car out by 11 o'clock on Thursday, assuming that the storm has passed as we predict. And hopefully, again, the impacts won't be as severe as some other storms we've seen, but given the coincidence of being at the same time as we were expecting some kind of super high tides, we're taking every precaution. We're taking this storm seriously. It is the season, so it's time for our citizens just to be ready for storm activity this fall anyhow. So if you hadn't gotten your supplies in order for your household, please go ahead and get that straight so you'll be ready no matter what comes. So I'm going to call on a couple of city staff to give updates. First up, our police chief, Cheeto Walker, to share with you some information about road closings. Cheeto?
Good afternoon. Just first and foremost, I urge all our citizens to prioritize their safety and that of their loved ones. It is crucial to planning accordingly for this upcoming storm. This includes making provisions for food, water, and medications and any essential supplies that you may need during the storm. In anticipation of this storm, I want to emphasize the importance of staying aware of the road closures. We will provide a link to the closures on our online portals, which will list all the closures to assist with navigation if you must be on the road. And you can go to the city website for our open list of those typical road closures that we normally have during the storm. Please stay informed throughout this event. Please keep an eye on the regular updates. We will maintain a constant flow of information through our official channels, social media, and other news outlets. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
So Wednesday evening and throughout the night, I'm going to advise our citizens just stay put. Stay home, stay in a safe place, stay secure. Don't put our first responders at risk. Just stay home and stay put. But just in case, we're going to be ready. Chief Courier is going to update you about our high water vehicles and capabilities. Chief?
Good afternoon. By design, the fire department staffing is to have 4 firefighters per day on every piece of fire apparatus. But in preparation for the upcoming storm, the fire department will place 2 high water vehicles in service, each with 4 personnel. These vehicles are specifically designed to enable first responders to get into and out of flooded areas to assist residents and visitors to the city. In addition, the fire department will place 1 squad unit in service with 2 personnel. Those personnel are specifically designed to handle wildland incidents. Every fire department unit will have chainsaws on the apparatus, so if we have to get into or out of areas in which trees have fallen, we'll have that capability also.
Thank you, Chief. Of course, we're coordinating with other local emergency authorities at the county, all 3 counties, and with the state of South Carolina. And next, I'd like to call up Ben Almquist. He's the city's emergency management director, and he coordinates really all of these efforts during these times. Ben?
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. We've already been coordinating with county and state officials, as well as National Weather Service Charleston and NOAA, making sure that we have up-to-date information from all of our external partners, making sure that everybody is aware of what our current situation is and how it might differ from other areas around here. We recognize that because of the tidal threat, this is going to be a little bit different situation for the city of Charleston than it will be for our neighbors. So we're taking a little bit more aggressive stance than a lot of other jurisdictions will be. The MEOC will be open Wednesday morning. We're going to be going to operating condition 2, and what that means is we're going to be at an elevated posture. There will be a limited activation of the MEOC, so essential staff will be there to monitor conditions and help us prepare for the onset of tropical storm force winds and any floodwaters that we might see.
Great. Thank you, Ben. Also, just as a note, we always have our customer service line open at 724-7311 to call for any questions from the city of Charleston. We have with us today represented our resiliency department, our stormwater, our housing, traffic and transportation, and Councilmember Mike Seekings is with us. Thank you, Councilmember, for being with us. As Ben mentioned, maybe it seems like we're taking this too seriously, but the coincidence of having this high tide is really critical in nature. So if you live in a place near the marsh or where a 8-foot or so tide would impact your property, please be on the lookout. Stay in a safe place Wednesday night and overnight, and we're here to help in any way. Call 724-7311 with any questions or anything that the city of Charleston can do to be of assistance. We're going to be standing by with our first responders, both police, fire department, and also our terrific stormwater and public service employees, making sure we keep things clear and moving as best we can. But best advice for everyone, in my opinion, is particularly Wednesday night and Thursday overnight, over the night until Thursday morning this clears, is everybody stay in a safe place. So if anybody has any questions, we'd be glad to try to field them at this point. Yes, sir.
Mayor, how much flooding are you expecting just on the king side and with Idalia so far? Like, how much flooding are we talking about?
So originally the high tide itself had been estimated at 7.7 feet, and my latest report I got, estimate has only gone up to 8 feet, but that's where it's at right now. We're going to be watching that very closely, just depending on exactly the orientation of the storm and whether it's pushing water up into Charleston Harbor or not. It could impact that height. So we're going to be watching that very carefully over the next 24, 36 hours. Yes, sir.
You mentioned a phone number. Is there Spanish language access in that line?
I do believe we have access. If not, we will get it for you if you call 843-724-7311. Yeah.
But as of right now, it's a little early for citizens to get ready, or should they get ready now?
Oh, I'd get ready now. Make your plans for the whole season, for that matter. Having supplies in place. We don't anticipate at all that there will be any evacuation calls for this storm. Again, it's just predicted to be a tropical storm by the time it reaches Charleston, but we're just being a little careful given the blue moon tide, y'all look that up, that we're expecting this week. Yes, ma'am.
And then the Heat Tunnel Medical District extension, will that be operating in time, do you think? I know we all just poured it a couple weeks ago.
So the Fishburne Project Tunnel that runs from the Ashley River all the way over to King Street underneath the Septima Clark Parkway is open. It will be functioning. It is now. The extra extension over to Earhart Street is not open yet, but the crosstown, as it's commonly known, should be much more passable and better drained than any other storm we've had in recent memory.
So are you expecting the usual suspects to flood, but also additional places, and any particular spots you guys are zoning in on?
So I'm going to say it depends on how much rain we get intensely at one time. We expect the normal suspect streets. There's about 25 of them. We can tell you those streets right now that we'll be closing them Wednesday night because even an 8-foot tide would impact those streets. So if we get 8 inches of rain and it's spread out over 36 hours, we're going to, that'll be very manageable. If a lot of rain comes in a 1 or 2 hour period, it makes a big difference because when the tide is that high, the stormwater's got nowhere to go. It won't flow out well by gravity, and it just backs things up. That's why we're being careful.
Are you and you mentioned Lake Daughter earlier. Are you expecting parts of West Ashley to be inundated with these flood water as well?
Well, again, it's going to depend on what I just described, how much rain intensely comes in a short period of time. But we drain wherever we can water storage down so we can hold more water when the rain comes. All right. Well, thank you all for being with us this afternoon. Anybody want to add anything? We good? Thank you for being with us. Let's continue to watch it over the next day and a half, 2 days, and pray everybody's safe. And I also pray that when the storm goes by, the tide has already gone out a little bit and is on the outgoing tide. Thank you all very much.